Hello everyone. Today my presentation will be over A Woman and a Girl Driving by Mary Cassatt. A Woman and a Girl Driving is a painting that shows a simple moment of everyday life back in the 1800s, but it also carries a deeper meaning. So a little bit about the artist. So Cassatt, she was an American artist who worked in France, and at the time she was a part of the Impressionist movement. She is best known for painting women and children, especially if it has to deal with private or social settings, credited to Matthews. So in this artwork of a woman and a girl driving, they're both sat together in a carriage. And to me, it creates like a calm and intimate scene. Even though the image looks like an average image from like every other painting, it actually carries a much deeper meaning. It represents important ideas about women's roles, independence, education, and modern life in the 1800s. Credited to Lissom. So, um, the main symbolism is a woman and a girl driving. It comes from the idea of movement and control. Because during the 19th century, the public space and transportation was mostly controlled by men. And by showing this, the painting of a woman a woman driving in a carriage, Cassatt represents women as capable, independent, and active in public life. Credited to Rubin. The woman holding the rails, or I guess like the little, uh, it looks like rails to me, but it's like to hold the horse in place. But basically, it symbols, uh, it gives a symbol, like a symbol of leadership and authority. The young girl sitting beside her represents learning, meaning that she is she's watching and learning from the woman. So this symbolizes education and passing of independence from one generation to the next. Credited to Matthews. This honestly makes the scene of the artwork more than just a car ride or a casual ride. It becomes a visual lesson. The carriage also has a symbolic meaning. In the 1800s, carriages were connected to middle and upper class life only. So showing that the figures belong to social class with access to education opportunity, it means a lot. It makes a lot more, I guess, noise back then, um, because only a few people were able to have the privilege to ride one of these. Together, the woman, the child, and the carriage represents progress, modern womanhood, and social change. The painting shows a woman and a young girl sitting together in a carriage. Like I said before, the woman is clearly holding like the rams. I don't really know how to call it. I apologize for that. And obviously, this shows that she is currently controlling the horse. The little girl, she just sits and she looks forward calmly, um, like nothing is wrong. And both of the figures, they look pretty well put together. They have neat and fashionable clothing that suggests that they're both respectable and a part of the higher social class. And the background, it's not really detailed. It looks soft and blurry, which suggests an outside setting. Obviously there's so many trees, and honestly I think it brings out more of the painting, in my opinion. um the colors are bright and gentle, which creates a peaceful feeling. The artist uses loose brush strokes instead of sharp lines, which is common in the impressionist painting, credited to Rubin. Cassatt uses a lot of principles and elements to support the meaning of the painting. Light is seen in the realms, the edge of the carriage, and the figure's posture. The figures, which guides the viewer's eyes towards the woman and the girl. The brushstrokes create texture of movement, which makes the painting feel alive and more natural. Balance creates both figures evenly in the carriage. It's not just about the woman and the little girl. It's also about the guy in the back. He's just sitting there casually, like she's giving him a ride or something. To me, that shows that the woman has a lot more control than one realizes. So this gives the painting a stable and calm feeling. The colors are very soft, and everything about it just looks more real. I think the fact that they're driving on grass is, I think it's honestly amazing. Just because, like, I know that back then we didn't have roads, and so just the fact that they're just casually scrolling through like a field, it makes everything about this art piece better to me. Especially because we can, in the background, you can definitely see that there are um more deep in the forest back there. I think that the background, I think it still gives a lot more attention. I think that because the background is so, um, I guess, plain-ish, it gives more attention to the main piece of the art, which is the title, A Woman and a Girl Driving. So emphasis is placed on the woman's hands and the rails, showing that she's controlling and she's showing leadership. This shows that she's in charge and she is very responsible. And the painting represents women independence and social change. The woman driving the carriage shows that women can be leaders and decision makers in society. The girl represents the next generation, taking learning valuables as examples, especially when just she can admire the woman driving. So the act of driving means more than transportation, because, like I said, back then, men were in control of that. But now, when she's taking control of that, it represents control over one's life and the future. The calm expression in the body language shows confidence, not fear or dependent. And Cassatt uses this everyday life scene to show that women belong in public spaces and modern life. I mean, this meaning fits with the Cassatt's larger body of work. So, like her larger paintings, which often shows women as strong, thoughtful, and capable of passive or decorative movements. The artwork is successful because it combines good artistic skill with strong meaning. The composition is balanced, the colors stand out really good. I feel like they don't look too tacky, and I feel like it makes the painting look like of average. The design is very well organized. I really like everything about this piece. The painting is visually pleasing. Sorry about that, and very easy to understand. I mean, that's what I thought at first before I even looked up anything about this artwork. Like the meaning behind it. I thought that the first thing that came to my mind was obviously like in charge. That's what came to my mind. So also, this communicates powerful ideas about independence, education, and gender roles. Cassatt uses a simple scene to express important social values. Therefore, the painting is both beautiful and meaningful, and it continues to be important today because the scenes of empowerment and mentorship are still relevant, and there's still very much art today, without everything, without women like going into putting their foot down and saying no. We're also allowed to have our opinion and be in charge. I feel like everything has changed in the world, um, from evolving of every stage of life, and I feel like right now, it, you know, it's still there, just not as much as it used to be. So my conclusion to this is that the painting by Mary Cassatt, A Woman and a Girl Driving, it shows more than peaceful movements in life through symbolic and design. It represents female independence, education, and social progress. I feel like using I feel like the artist, because I feel like when she used all this, the four steps of everything, um, it definitely helped reveal a deeper meaning of the artwork. And when I was doing my research, it kind of blew my mind. That one, like, how can one, like, um, a big like painting, like a normal painting, um, just make it like have a like a deeper meaning. Like, I don't really know how to put it into words. I just know that I really love it, and I think that it's really important, and it immediately made me feel very confident when I saw this. The painting shows how Cassette used simple scenes to communicate powerful ideas, making both the artwork historical, important, and meaningful today. Again, like I said, everything about this artwork was just amazing. I do understand why the artist uh chose to paint this. Honestly, I really like it, because I mean, back in the days, um you've never seen like a woman driving a carriage before. Even I would watch like old movies. It was always men controlling the horses and the carriage, and the women just staying quiet. And I'm glad that women were able to like stop being afraid and go and put their foot down about everything, and just say, hey, I want to be in control now. We're allowed and entitled to our own opinions. And without them, how their strength, we wouldn't, as women now these days, we would not be entitled to our own opinion. And I really appreciate that, and I hope that everyone watching this can excuse my nervousness. And I also want you guys to realize, or I guess think, why this is such important, why this is such an importance in life today. And I hope that we can all give thanks to every single woman out there who sacrificed their life and everything that happened with them, because they're the reason why women now can talk and be entitled to their own opinion. So that is it. Thank you guys.